And next up, we have Fatcap. Please welcome them.
Thank you. So I know the first rule of MinneDemo is no slide decks. So I'm just going to spend my entire time working on a slide deck for you guys. So I do a talk at Minibar past few years. And to do that, I have to put together a slide deck like everybody else. But I don't typically do a lot of decks. So opening up PowerPoint or Keynote just looks to me like a jungle of nested menus and drop-downs. And anytime I want to touch anything, it pulls up like dots and handlebars and boxes and outlines and whatnot. So it's a little much for what I'm trying to do. I think it's perfect probably if you want full control of every shade of every pixel, or you're trying to organize a lot of text into like little bullet points. But I personally don't like to see a lot of text necessarily on a screen. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I've done kind of all of these things in the past. But I started thinking about alternatives, like where am I most productive? And I'm definitely more productive in, for example, Instagram stories, right? You get a curated group of colors and texts, and you can kind of just tap through them. It's very gesture-based. So at Minibar, what I ended up doing is I'd create all my slides one by one in Instagram stories, not even main Instagram. And this is just got a bunch of former slides totally out of context that I've used at Minibar. So I would make them in Instagram stories, rotate the text 90 degrees because you had to do that, save to my phone, somehow get it into PowerPoint so that I can put it all together and then project it and share it with the audience later. Now, the first part was better, more fun, went along a lot faster than PowerPoint. The rest of it still sucked. So I then vowed after that talk that the next talk I do would be very different. So this is where Fatcap came from. And this is, what you're seeing is kind of a preview. It'll be live in all the app stores at the end of the summer. FYI, it's built on my new favorite language, Dart, using the Flutter framework and Firebase on the back end. You can go to fatcap.app to sign up for updates, or just follow the Twitter account. So just to give you a taste of how it'll work, if you want to add a new slide, I'm at the end of my deck here. So if I want to go to the next slide, it asks me, do I want to create a blank slide or a duplicate? Let's say I want to continue the look and feel. I can kind of keep that going, but I want to create a new slide here. So starting with the background, I'll double tap the screen, and I get a choice of colors. Now, these colors, and that's my talk, by the way. So I chose one background color. Now, these colors come from a palette, and you can tap through your palettes. These come from Adobe Color. So they're vetted by designers as groups of colors that tend to just kind of work together. So I don't need an infinite color wheel. I don't have to think about what works well. If I go back here, I'm ready now to start typing. So I hit the text icon, and now I can, I'm working today on my TPS report. So, so I can change colors of this. I can change the size, add a highlight, and then obviously do everything you're used to: scale it, grow it, shrink it. Okay. So now I want to add a picture. So hopefully I have my safe search on here. So okay, there it is. So I click the image icon, and these are trending GIFs on Giphy, which I can then filter down by common reactions, or I can use the search bar at the top. So let's say I know I'm working on TPS reports, so let me pull that up. Okay. In a second, it'll show up on the Wi-Fi. Perfect, it's kind of what I'm looking for. So I can just grab one of these, and in a second, it'll show up here. There, and I can do the usual, scale, whatever. I can draw in here. Oops. And all the colors for the paintbrush are you can just tap through at the bottom, and it all comes from the palette. So purportedly, these work well together. Now, I'm not just pulling in stupid GIFs. There is actual stock photos that you can use for the background, for example. So let's say I want to create a new slide, double tap on the background, and pull the same thing up. And I can swipe over to pull in stock photos from Unsplash, for example. And so these are a little bit more appropriate for maybe a background. But if you, let's say, you think you can do better, you can also obviously take a picture. So actually, I'll try one. Yeah. Okay, just a few middle fingers, but that's okay. I would have done the same. So in a second, maybe it got censored out. I don't know. But anyways, if it doesn't show up, okay, something completely different showed up. All right. I planned that. Okay. Anyways, let's say you're, I'll just keep this on. Okay. I don't know. I could watch that for the rest of the 7 minutes, but so let's say you're done. Okay, I'm going to switch. This is distracting me. So let's say you're done. You can link to a live version on the web. You can link to, you can deep link right into the app. You can export as a PDF and just link it directly within the app. The other thing you can do is you can share individual slides. So very easily you can schedule tweets out for each slide. So you pick a time, you just pick some slides that you want to send out, and then every 5 minutes or so, a new slide will go out. You can put in a hashtag, you can put in whatever text you want, but super easily, you don't have to go anywhere else to deal with sharing your slides. And actually, sometime around this time, if you follow the MinneDemo hashtag, you'll see tweets coming out from this actual talk. So that is, let's go to this. So that is Fatcap. Again, it's coming out later this summer. This bug will be fixed, or maybe it'll be an Easter egg. But go to fatcap.app to sign up for updates, Fatcap app, the Twitter account, and thank you very much.